Okay, so I'm in like the season right now where I'm just, exercising the expression a little bit more. I've been taking things a little bit slower, been more focused on the root, the foundation. And I find anytime I try to get back into that high creative frequency, it's like I'm starting all over again. And it made me realize expression is a muscle. We have to exercise it. Our confidence is a muscle. We have to exercise it. Actually reminds me of one of my favorite cards in the reminder deck. My own deck of affirmations, reminder cards, beautiful deck. But my motto in life, our highest form of nutrition is in our expression. I truly believe in this. I believe that self-expression is nourishment for our soul as food and water is for the body. So I always try to remind ourselves that, we are creative beings, and expressing ourselves, sometimes it doesn't come easy, does it? But it is a muscle. There's people in our lives that seem like they're the most expressive people, and it may be because of their upbringing. Maybe, they're more inclined to be expressive. Maybe it's just a gift, but we all can become more expressive. And, I went from like an incredibly shy kid to being very expressive, confident, and now I can say I'm successful in many ways. So since I'm like back at square one, I feel like, I felt like, hey, let's like exercise our expression. Let's talk about it. For me, I like to start small, but before that, let's have some tea. I actually got a new tea set just for the studio. When I'm here, it's kind of like harder to, I don't have a sink in here and stuff like that. So beautiful. I love it. So sleek. I actually just sent these out to a bunch of people. I sent one out to like Lynette Atkins, y'all know her. I sent one out to Layla Delia, Morgan Lindsay. I wanted everybody just to have a nice little sleek glass teapot for their space. Honestly, I collect teapots. You can literally never have too many because, I don't know, to me they're art. I just love them. Also, just got these beautiful copper cups. Reminds me of India. Found them thrifting for the score, about $1, $2. Got 2 of them. Perfect for the studio. Perfect for the vibes. I think, even in little things like this, our style, like, our aesthetics, the little things we bring into our home, it's a form of expression, right? And we should exercise it. I love just coming in my studio or going back to my house and just like reorganizing things, bringing new elements into the home, and then just seeing like my spirit reflect back at me. That's what I think an environment is. It's a reflection of our spirit. And a lot of times, like if you want to get creative, it's about our environment. Now, I'm also just loving how like the earth, like the dynamics of this teapot is amazing. Let's see how it pours. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Nice. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. Wow, that's a nice pour. Now when you buy teapots, you got to make sure that when you hold it, it feels good in the hand. I have teapots where they're just too heavy, the ergonomics is all wrong, but this one is really good. It's got an amazing pour. Some people don't realize like there's a whole artisan type of vibe to teapots. So like I was saying, I think we're all expressive individuals. Understand, like every single one of us was given a gift, an essence, and sometimes we just have to exercise it. And when we don't, I think we fall into our own procrastination bubble and we start to feel like we're in a cage, and it happens to me as well. So I like to start small, I like to start small by just, embracing my own personal style. I'll go on Twitter and just release my thoughts. Sometimes if I try to go and make a YouTube video and I haven't made one for a while, like I go over ideas and I start to procrastinate them. So instead, I'll just go to Twitter and I'll just like let off all my thoughts and then express them in that way. Just start off small, just bite-sized thoughts, and then see what people think of them, and then that just gets the energy and motion. I think it's really important we do prioritize a little bit of expression every single day, right? It keeps our spirit alive. And for me, also, I realize at times I have to make sure that there's no blocks within myself. Sometimes there's conversations we want to have with our loved ones or people around us, And maybe through fear or whatever it may be, we don't have those conversations. And I think sometimes that creates a blockage within ourselves that causes more resistance when we try to express ourselves or express our creativity. And this happens to me. I often call them like soul blocks. When there's things that are on my mind or on my spirit, but I've been ignoring them, and then I try to go and create, and it's like there's resistance there as well. So sometimes if you've been having a problem expressing yourself, ask yourself, is there anything that you're holding on to? Is there any weight that you're carrying? Because you may need to let it go. And sometimes we can pour that into our creations, but sometimes we may have to heal a part of ourselves, so it's easier to let that energy flow. When I was young, I literally didn't think I was the expressive type. I didn't think I had even a creative bone in my spirit. I didn't even discover any sense of creativity or become aware of it until I was 18. And at times I'm like, man, that's so unfortunate, because now I realize we all are creative, but we can get in our own way. Some of us may be introverts or, shy, and we'd be like, oh, I'm not that type of person. But you actually don't know that. You may have not given yourself the chance to truly blossom, to truly flourish and discover new sides of yourself. And it's a muscle. It is a muscle. The more you express yourself, the more you release yourself. When I was doing my podcast every day, Monday to Friday, it was very easy because I was consistent. Like every single day, no procrastination. I had an idea, I let it go. When I stopped doing my podcast and I try to go back, major roadblocks, major procrastination, because we haven't been putting it into practice. Anybody that goes to the gym knows that if you take a break for a few months and then you go back, you're probably not going to be lifting the same amount of weight that you were when you were consistent, right? You're going to have to build back up. And the same thing goes for our expression. So finding little ways throughout your day, like you don't have to climb the biggest mountain. That's what happens sometimes, especially for creatives. You may take a break, and then when you come back, you feel like you had to create the most magnificent, excellent thing ever so people can have an understanding why you've been gone, or you can prove to yourself that you still have it. But start small, right? Just get the energy and motion, and we start to build up that consistency. I actually did a course with Skillshare, and this whole course is actually kind of about removing the blocks. It's about content creation from a mindful perspective, because for me, my content creation is a spiritual journey. It's a tool for me to learn about myself, and that's why I actually promote for almost everybody to find something to create, a way to express themselves, because again, our highest form of nutrition is in our expression. You will feel a lot better. You will learn a lot about yourself when you decide to discover those gifts. And some of these gifts are deep within ourselves, and we have to go within there, extract them out, dig deep, nurture them, craft them, and then figure out how we're going to share it with the world, or maybe just share it with ourselves, right? It's an intimate process that we can have, a relationship with ourselves. And if you'd like, I'd love for you to check out my course, because there's a lot of great tips in there. And I want to thank our sponsor, Skillshare, for helping me make it happen, because they actually filmed the course for me. This is a Skillshare original course, and they edited it for me, and I designed the course. And it was the first time that I filmed something without me filming. And let me tell you, I realized in that environment, I became shy again. But I got to exercise my expression in front of other people, and it gave me more confidence once I finished. And after that, I'm like, man, I can do anything. Now, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for anyone who loves learning like I do. I believe it's key to invest in ourselves, in our personal growth, and our creative abilities. All the information is out there now. I was interested in joining Skillshare first off because I am a fan of fine-tuning my craft. I will be using Skillshare to learn a little bit more about how to fine-tune those frequencies, EQ my voice so it can come through the speakers in the perfect tone. Now, I've learned from creators like Sorrel, Lover, Ali Abdal, and in my own course, we journey through creativity as a personal development tool. And I want to remind you that no goal is too small. Now, something nice about Skillshare is it's ad-free, so you can stay in a zone while you're exploring all these new skills. Plus, new premium classes launched every single week, so there's always something new to discover. And I would love for you to check out my course on Skillshare, because I believe our highest form of nutrition is in our expression. So I want to hook you up. The first 1,000 people to use this link in my description will get a 1-month free trial on Skillshare
So start creating and learning today.
Another great way just to get that energy and motion is to challenge yourself. I remember about 3 years ago, I was in a big creative slump. I wasn't expressing myself, and I decided to make a video every single day for 30 days. And that completely transformed and renewed my spirit. I actually have a friend on Instagram, he's doing the same thing. He's creating a reel every day for 30 days. And he's been talking about how, when he wakes up in the morning, he has no idea what he's gonna make, but he just gets to it. And at the end of the day, he transforms something, and it just brings him so much joy and happiness. And at the same time, everybody else gets to enjoy it as well. So just like you train your muscles, right? Sometimes you train your muscles to the point of failure so they can grow. Same thing with our expression, right? You gotta train yourself. You gotta challenge yourself sometimes. Maybe it's going and trying a different creative medium. Maybe it's humbling yourself again and starting brand new in something so you can know what it's like to suck all over again and learn the mechanisms of learning something and being patient again. Sometimes we get stagnant with the things that we do because we know how to do it. Even myself, like making videos became so easy for me at one point. I got bored, but I realized, we had to change it up. Make some different type of videos, spice things up, make it fun again, bring challenge into it. Because when you have that little bit of that resistance, you're gonna overcome it, and then your expression muscles grow. And at the end of the day, I think we all want to be more expressive, right? Like when you're an expressive individual, you can translate how you feel to the world. You can say what you mean to the people you love. Intimacy becomes a little bit easier. And I think it all connects, you understand? Like, sometimes even with the people I love, I have a hard time just saying, I love you. And that can manifest right into my creative process as well. And I've noticed that. So I'm like, hey, if I become more intimate with the people already in my life, this is going to impact my creativity. So sometimes expressing yourself isn't just in the arts, but it's literally expressing yourself with your family, with your friends, just when you're out there, when you're at a party, when you're at an event, or just when you're in the world, being able to say what's on your heart and your mind. So there's limitless opportunities throughout the day to express ourselves. But when we don't, we deplete ourselves. Our highest form of nutrition, 100%, is in our expression. No matter how poor I feel, when I go and I bring my mind, body, and spirit into something and I express myself, I always feel better. And we need to remind ourselves of that, because it's very easy just to get into a rut. It's very easy to let go of things. We've all fallen off. We've all lost consistency, right? Have fun, dance when no one's watching, dance when they are watching, sing in the shower. Just be more expressive with your style, right? If you're feeling like really colorful, throw on some colorful clothes. If you're feeling like for all black, throw on the all black. And it also helps us to surround yourself by people who are very expressive, right? Because that energy is contagious. Sometimes when I'm not feeling creative and I go, hang out with a creative friend and, they show me what they're working on, I'm like, wow. And it inspires me, because we are all reflections of each other. And I think no matter where we are, there's parts of ourselves we can transform. Like, I was a very shy kid, but I have dreams of being able to speak on stage one day, because I'm inspired by human potential. And I truly believe most of us aren't even aware of the potential that we hold. We don't. We close ourselves off and we convince ourselves, well, I'm this type of person. But it's a muscle and we must exercise it, right? I think every single day. And over time, we challenge ourselves and we're consistent and we experiment and we have fun. And the next thing you know, we are getting into things and having opportunities and expressing sides of ourselves that we didn't even know existed. And then we're loving the life that we live and living the life that we love. An expressive life is a beautiful life, but we have to be the ones to express it. But we have to exercise it. You don't need permission to tell your story. The greatest story that you will ever tell is the one you live and share yourself. I truly believe that. I think we are all professionals in ourselves, because we all have our own unique viewpoint, because we all have our own, no one's lived your exact life. No one's lived my life. So when I share my perspective. In hindsight, that's just me giving you a little bit what I see, expressing, trying to make sense of the world. And it feels good because we can connect, we can relate. So I just want to remind anybody out there, like, listen, you know, when you go on Instagram and you're online and you're like, oh my God, these people are so creative, or, you know, they express themselves. It is literally a muscle, right? You can't look at somebody with a really fit body who's strong and big and be like, oh my God, they're just like that. They're not. They went to the gym, they trained themselves. And the same thing goes for our expression. We have to train it. But the good thing is it's fun, you know, it's fun getting to know ourselves. And that's what it's about. Getting to know ourselves, loving ourselves, and then sharing that light with the world. And I think it's really one of the greatest gifts and services that we can all partake in. Express yourself, change things up, you know. Your old ways may not serve you in this new space. Clip your wings so a new set of wings can grow. Whatever it may be, let's express ourselves because, my friend, there's so much opportunity for you. You have to realize you are the opportunity. Just give yourself the chance to prove it.